Oh God, it is like 100 degrees in this goddamn room. Whew. We got all the fans off, so that means we're doing something kind of important today. Today we got a topic we gotta cover. And guess what? It's that time of the year, baby, where shit's changing and we gotta talk about it. Let's talk league. So, preseason is right around the corner. At least enough to where they made a dev blog about it. And I'm not really a news guy, so I don't really do news. But this preseason's got me a little worried. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this shit. All right. Whoa, what are you doing over there, buddy? See my gambling problem, you know what I'm talking about? Bam. So we got preseason 2022, the overview. Let's go. Uh, it says here that they're looking to improve and build upon existing game systems, which, cool. Let's balance some of this shit out. I'm okay with that. Reward progression in more meaningful way. How do you get more rewards? And I mean, we already have the terrible Eternals that didn't do so hot. So they want to work on dragons, creating new terrain features that contribute to unique matches and alter how the game plays out after the map transforms. That's cool because that can change. Like the map can change, hopefully, in crazy different ways, and I like that. And after playing League of Legends for so long, this fucking word thematic gets on my fucking nerves. And how that empowers champions on the Rift. You can expect more updates. So, like, basically, they're going to target dragons again. It's probably not going to be such a huge rework as it was with the initial elemental dragons. The Mythic Forge update brought a lot of change to item customization. This is where I have to strongly disagree, Riot. I feel like you tried very hard to bring new items to life, but in the process, you just killed builds. I see like one build on almost every champion every time. And if it's not Divine Sunder, it's the choke whip thing. And then ADCs get kind of shafted and mages get the fucking raw end of the deal. Like you took out so many defensive options. So like the only thing tanks get is emulsion or move speed. What? Adaptive helm is no longer a thing. So champions like fucking Zyra, Brand, and I mean, you can't even make an off-tank fucking AP bruiser anymore because you got rid of fucking Rod of Ages. Why? So like it was one of the only items in game that gave you sustain for using abilities, and it wasn't a lot of sustain, but it was noticeable. And the amount of AP or mana items that you have to get now are abysmal. Like what the fuck, man? I still want you to make meaningful choices on a mythic level for every champion. Then fucking make a wider variety of mythics that do different shit. If I have to see Divine Sunderer just be the only thing purchased for 5 fucking months, I'm gonna lose my mind, dude. More mythic champions, more mythic options for support champions. Okay. Improved legendary items for assassins, mages, and tanks. Cool, because right now mages feel so linear. Like the build path seems static on almost every character. I went into an ARAM game just yesterday playing AP Shyvana. My build path was exactly the same as a Vigar and what was the other one? A Nico. We had the exact same items all the way until like the fourth or fifth item. That's fucking insane, dude. So they want to rework the inspiration keystone. Okay. That works because that one is fucking trash. Objective, objective bounties. Okay. Giving losing teams more strategic options to get back in the game. So that's okay because like right now, if you don't win in the first 20 minutes, you don't fucking win. And early game champions are already super dumb. Ooh, Riot! What is this? What is this? New update New and updated systems challenges. Ooh, I like that. Challenges. All right, so one of the new systems we're hoping to implement during preseason 2020 is challenges. Player will be rewarded for all of the challenges, unique and fun goals they achieve throughout their game. So simply achievements. We've designed the system to assess a broad spectrum of league feats, so no matter what your playstyle is, there's nothing unique. So there's something that's uniquely you to shoot for and celebrate. Okay. Okay. Progression, identity, and updates. Okay. And that's it. That's all we got. Really? Okay, so I guess there's not really much to review here. They didn't really give us any information. They want to bring achievements to the game. They want to make the dragons a little more meaningful, which is all fine and all. But this is what I'm a little more concerned about here is the items that they're going to be putting in this field. Right now, assassins don't feel the worst. They feel pretty good. Mages feel a little rough, and tanks really feel like they got the short end of the stick. There are no options to deal with certain champions anymore. Back in the day, there always felt like there was a countermeasure to something in the game. If a brand or Teemo, if like you're stuck Teemo top, like if you're stuck against Teemo top, instead of rushing a damage item, I would rush Adaptive Helm. That would give me an like a chance to fight back. And now if the Teemo's smart, he'd switch to AD, whatever. But at least it gave me the opportunity to contest that Teemo after I committed a certain amount of gold to it. Because most champions in the top lane have relatively high base stats. Rushing a little more damage may not be the most optimal thing. Or let's say Brand in bot lane was getting super fed. Adaptive Helm gave you an opportunity to withstand some of his damage for a small amount of time. And they took that out. If you were playing someone who wanted to scale, who did really well with mana and health, you'd get a Rod of Ages. They took that alternative out of the game. They took out almost all mana options out of the game other than like 4, and one of them's a tank item. So champions like Ryze feel so fucking disgusting to play. And then most assassin or most tank items just feel lackluster. Tanks need a way to get a little more CC or empower a CC component. That'd be cool. Like if I fucking CC you maybe twice in the same team fight, maybe like it does additional damage, or you can be affected negatively by the same spell. More like maybe like it lowers your resistances, or maybe the next major spell on you does true damage or something like that. You need to give tanks a way to stay viable without breaking them, obviously, because no one likes a tank meta. They're boring. And then they always give birth to the assassin meta, and that's the opposite way around. But my point that I'm trying to make is you got to try and make everything viable. And right now, these items that we have just don't do it. We need a way to stop lifesteal. Like the items you have in the game don't do that. Divine Sunder is fucking absurd. And it's being not touched at all by Riot. Like this is actually the worst I've ever seen our balance ever. And I've been playing since season 5 through the Juggernaut patch, which was one of the worst updates of all time. Riot is really taking their time to fix some of this shit. And I really hope this preseason can fix a lot of these issues especially around tanks and mages, where their build pattern feels almost static, almost entirely static. We don't even have an item now that slows down crit. Why did they take that off of Rando and Zoman? I don't understand what the goal is here, man. Right, and trying to give more options took options away. And now there's only one way to play mages. Either you go burst or you do damage over time. There you go. Those are your two options. There's no off tank anymore. There's like one way to play tanks, just absorb damage. Like they need to add something else to being tanky, because tanks have to present a big enough threat to where you want to focus them in a fight, so they can't get to you. Like, you want to stop that fucking Maokai from getting on your ADC. Not be because he's going to kill that ADC, but because he's going to absorb so much of that ADC's time. Like, and the problem is that doesn't happen. Like, they just let the fucking Maokai go through. The ADC just blows them apart while he's doing that, because Kraken Slayer is crazy. And the whole time they just were fighting in your backline, and Maokai didn't do shit. And then mages, like, the problem right now is that this game is so fucking stagnant and static, bro. It's actually to the point where it's almost unfun. And if you don't build the most optimal thing every time, you're still stuck in the same fucking pattern. The entire reason they came out with these mythic items was so that you could play how you wanted to play and fit your own play style. And almost none of that exists right now. I would largely say the mythic items were a complete failure on Riot's part. But that's just me. Maybe I'm a negative Nancy. Maybe I'm an asshole. I don't know. There are some significant changes I want to see done to some of these legendary items. I want to see tanks be slightly more viable. I want different build paths for a majority of items in the mage spectrum. And if you can come up with more unique ways to play assassins, I'm down, because some of my favorite champion I'm playing right now is I play Kha'Zix. That's my boy. Give me something, Riot. This preseason, however, feels weak as shit. It's too early to tell what any of it's going to be, but this is probably the weakest preseason I think I've ever seen. And Riot hasn't been putting out a lot of stuff. Riot hasn't been putting out a lot of champions. Riot hasn't put out a lot of reworks. Are we finally at the point where we're starting to see Riot lose steam because they have so many things in the oven? I mean, this mid-event thing that they did was fucking incredibly lackluster and awful as fuck. And now that the preseason's coming out, the preseason is almost not doing anything major like they've done almost every year. Maybe we're at the point where Riot starts slowing this shit down because they have no choice and they're running out of steam. We'll find out. We'll cover a little bit more of this in the future preseason vlog when it comes out, and we'll talk about whatever changes that are coming. And we'll also discuss some of the information on hand. But hopefully we get some meaningful changes to mid lane. We can probably just get rid of that entire inspirational fucking tree. Like, the thing is completely useless. But knowing Riot as of late, somehow they're going to fuck it up.